Losing a loved one is never easy, and all the financial considerations add to the stress. In Canada, an average funeral costs almost $13,000. Luckily, funeral insurance can help foot the bill. Today we're going to talk about how planning ahead with funeral insurance can provide peace of mind for your loved ones. My name is Gregory Rosdiba, the CEO of Dundas Life, a digital life insurance brokerage in Canada. We specialize in helping thousands of Canadians just like you explore and understand the various life insurance options available, ensuring you find the right coverage for your needs. Death is an inevitable part of life, but it's also getting more expensive. Over the last 30 years, funeral costs have risen dramatically. What makes funeral planning more challenging is almost 2/3 of Canadians do not have a will. For context, the cost of a funeral in Canada can range anywhere from $1,500 to $25,000, depending on factors such as location, individual preferences, culture, and values. Let's break down the costs. Burials typically cost between $5,000 and $10,000, while cremations are less expensive, costing between $2,000 and $5,000. Still, the overall cost of a funeral includes various factors. For instance, the cost of a death certificate ranges from $15 to $45, and registration fees are up to around $22 depending on where you live. A transfer service, which covers the cost of transporting the deceased from the hospital to the funeral home, can cost $100 or more. The choice of casket, urn, or shroud can cost up to $3,500 or more. Body preparation, which includes bathing and disinfecting the body, costs between $150 and $250. Funeral ceremonies, including visitation, funeral, memorial, and staffing fees can cost $2,500 or more. Burial plots and niches start at $1,000 and increase in price depending on the location, type of cemetery, and the type of burial plot. Burial services or cremation start at $1,000. Now you may be thinking that's a lot of things to pay for. Well, there's still more. Additional costs can include transportation of the body, obituary, reception, donations, flowers, and a marker or headstone. If someone needs to manage the estate of a deceased person, they often hire an attorney for assistance. This can cost around $10,000. When combined with the expenses of a decent ceremony, the total cost can exceed $30,000. Even though there is no death tax in Canada, there are two additional fees to consider: probate fees and the final income tax bill. Probate fees vary depending on province. For example, in British Columbia, it is 1.4% for personal property with a gross value over $50,000, while in Alberta, the maximum probate fee is $400. The final income tax bill is determined by the type of asset owned at the time of death. For assets like an RRSP, a registered retirement savings plan, the entire value is considered as income in the year you pass away, unless you have a spouse to roll it over to. What's more, if you have multiple real estate properties, they will get taxed at 50% of their growth since purchase. Luckily, this excludes your primary residence, which is not taxed upon death. Proper planning is essential to keep your assets sheltered from taxes. Charitable donations made by the deceased person also need to be included in the calculation of the final income tax. For those who prefer non-traditional funeral options, there are alternatives such as tree burials, space burials, final compression, and cremation fireworks. A tree burial involves burying a body in a capsule and planting a tree. A space funeral involves launching the cremated remains of a person into space via a rocket. Vinyl compression involves pressing a person's ashes into the working sides of a vinyl disc, along with a recorded song or message. Cremation fireworks involves adding the cremated remains of the deceased to fireworks that are set off to celebrate their life. Life insurance can be a valuable tool in planning your funeral costs. Whole life insurance provides lifelong coverage that has a cash value component that grows over time. Funeral insurance, also known as final expense insurance or burial insurance, is a type of whole life insurance that is specifically designed to cover funeral costs. It typically has lower coverage amounts, ranging from $5,000 to $15,000, and is easier to qualify for than other types of life insurance. Not to mention, the life insurance death benefit is paid out tax-free in Canada. By planning ahead with life insurance, you can ensure that your loved ones are not left with a financial burden after your passing. You can also save money by creating a will and doing proper estate planning ahead of time. The cost of creating a will ranges from $200 to $2,000, but it can save your family significant amounts in legal fees down the line. A will also empowers you to dictate how your assets are distributed after your passing. Some insurers even offer a free will when you buy life insurance. It is recommended for anyone with assets to engage in estate planning, as it provides clarity and prevents the government from determining the fate of your estate. So always plan your funeral early. There you have it. From the traditional to the unconventional, from the serene tree burials to the spectacular space burials, the end of life can be as unique as life itself. And while costs can vary, remember, planning ahead with life insurance can ensure your loved ones are taken care of, financially and emotionally. At Dundas Life, we're not just about insurance. We're about giving you peace of mind, ensuring your family's comfort during tough times, and celebrating life even in its final moments. Click the link in the description to work with us regarding funeral planning and insurance today. If you liked our content, remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions, and until then, live well and plan well.